is Hutch and I hope you're doing alright. So I've only ever done one apartment on my channel, and I do really like playing with them, but I'm not like that great at building them, hence why I've only done one before. But I thought I'd challenge myself a bit and do something out of my comfort zone. So I posted a poll on my Instagram story asking people to vote between a minimalist, like Scandinavian inspired apartment or an apartment for a gamer, and the gamer's apartment was the winning option. So here we are. If you want to participate in any future polls that I do where I ask people to help me decide what to build or whatever else, my Instagram is always linked in the description of my videos if you want to follow me on there and like be involved in those if you'd like. So yeah, back to this build then. So it uses City Living, Get Famous and Dream Home Decorator. It's built in the arts quarter of San Myshuno, forgot what it was called then, in 920 Medina Studios. Sorry, I was just trying to read the like tiny corner of the screen where it says what the apartment is called. But yeah, my whole thought process for this apartment was to make something that like a gamer would like, not just by like placing computers and the consoles and stuff, but with like artwork and decor and objects that just like add lots of personality and like character to the build. So I basically like decorated this apartment how I'd like an apartment really. I imagined that a couple would live here, so I wanted to make like a nice space for them just to live in, but then also add, like I said, just lots of items that reflects them as Sims and like their likes. So for the bedroom, I made the bedroom quite spacious because I personally would like a bedroom with plenty of room. I know you don't always get that in apartments, but in The Sims, money's not really an object because we have motherload. So yeah, I used the modular shelving from Dream Home Decorator, which I think just looks so nice. I think I'm going to use that pack in pretty much every build that I do in like my own personal game because it's just so nice and something that I feel like we've been missing for ages. And yeah, I just love built-in wardrobes like that. Though I probably wouldn't have as many like open shelving spots just because I think like in real life, can you imagine like dusting that down all the time? It'd take you all day. But yeah, just added some of the like snow globes and stuff. Imagined that they would be like from games and a few like figurines and stuff, and just like personal items that I guess just like I said add character and stuff and reflect the Sims personality. I also added quite a few of the My Sims trophies in the living room part of the apartment, and there's one in here, but yeah, in the living room and the office as well, because I like to imagine that they're like pop figures or something. And yeah, like I said, the snow globes could either be like places they've visited, because some of them are like actual places within like the Sims franchise or whatever, or the Sims universe, and some of them are just like things like I don't even know how to explain it. Like there's one where it looks like it's meant to be like the Loch Ness Monster, but yeah, I figured that they could be from like games and stuff. And what I also really like about the new pack is that it came with those boxes that you can like put on shelves and like little clutter items that just fit onto the shelves really nice. I really do think that we need more stuff like that, but I am happy that we got some clutter items with that game pack. But yeah, I need more clutter in my game. I just really like putting it down and cluttering up builds and making them look more lived in and like realistic and stuff. I also furnished the bathroom of this apartment. I don't normally show me build in that because it's basically the same every single time, because they're usually quite small spaces as well, and it can be like tricky to record without the camera like jumping all over the place, which is not nice to look at. But I included it seeing as it didn't take that much time, and there isn't like loads of rooms to furnish anyway, so it's, it doesn't hurt to just add that footage in. But it's just a basic bathroom, not that much to say about it. And yeah, I'm just finishing off adding more like finishing touches to the bedroom and filling it up a little bit because like I said, it is a bit of a big space, and I really like how this room turned out, and like when the sunlight shines through the window like that onto the like console table and like the bed and stuff, it just looks really nice. So how's everyone getting on then? How's your week been so far? Mine has been alright, can't really complain. I felt a little bit stressed and a little bit overwhelmed this week because my routine has changed a little bit. I mean, I'll be alright, but it's just one of those things. I've gained a few new subscribers over the past week, so if you're new here, first of all, thank you for subscribing and welcome. But I am autistic, and sometimes autistic people struggle with changes to the routine. And yeah, well, I say sometimes, for me it's pretty much every time something changes, like especially if it's like unexpected, which in this case it was. But I guess when I say sometimes, I mean like it doesn't happen all the time, because my routine doesn't change that often. It's pretty much like the same. But yeah, it's one of those things, can't really do much about it, just kind of have to roll with it and do your best to sort of take care of yourself. I know lots of people struggle with like changes, whether you're autistic or not, so yeah, just one of those things, isn't it? But yeah, in general it's been alright. And yeah, I hope your week has been good as well. I was playing Dead by Daylight last night as well with some friends, and that was fun. And if you do like that game, the friends that I play with usually stream it, so if you ever want to pop by and watch, I usually post on my stories like on Instagram when I'm going to be playing and who's streaming and that. So yeah, that's been loads of fun, and yeah, I've just really got into that game and playing with people. If you've not seen it or played it, I'd like recommend watching the streams because it's always a laugh. I know not everyone likes scary games, but I don't think I'm really the best to judge whether or not it's scary, because I just find it funny. But I guess if you do like horror, and I don't know, I would say if you like horror, watch it, but then maybe if you are a bit sensitive to stuff, maybe don't. I don't know, I guess it's like subjective. But yeah, just did the bathroom, like I said, pretty basic. I haven't play tested the apartment just yet, but it should be like fully functional. And now just getting onto the kitchen, which I really enjoy building for some reason. Even though it's just a standard kitchen, it's not like that exciting, but I just really like the swatches of the kitchen counters that I used, and I just like the look of it, like with that window there and the placement of the dining table. I don't know, it was just really fun to build. I've said before, but I used to play on console before switching over to PC, and at the time I had like all the expansion packs except City Living and Get Together. And I think up until that point Discover University had just come out, so I think I have every one on console. But yeah, either way, I didn't have I didn't have Get Famous either. But yeah, I didn't have City Living, and when I first moved over to PC, there was like a sale on at the time because it was just before Christmas, and some of the first packs that I got were City Living and Get Together and Get Famous and all that. And yeah, I just started playing with apartments and playing almost exclusively in San Myshuno, and I did a bit of like rotational gameplay, which I don't normally play like that. My sort of play style is I tend to play a family for ages, then maybe when the kids age up I'll just not play them again, and I'll just move on to a completely like new family. But yeah, I did like rotational gameplay where I would play 1 week as one household, and at the end of that like in-game week I would move on to like another one, and then I'd like cycle back round, which I kind of got that idea from Pleasant Sims. Cindy plays like that when she plays The Sims 2, so yeah, I kind of got that idea from her, and I wanted to, because it looks like really fun to play, but I don't know, I find it difficult to like, once I get attached to a family I'm just like, oh, I want to play these all the time though, but then I also get bored of them and never like play with them ever again. So it does help like mix up like your gameplay and stuff and make the game a bit more interesting. But yeah, all this to say that I played a rotational gameplay with like apartments, and I was moving between like each district and different households and stuff with different backgrounds, and they kind of all like knew each other, and yeah, it was just really fun. And building this apartment kind of put me back at that time when I was like just really enjoying playing with like gameplay and stuff, because I don't really like play with that much gameplay nowadays. I was going to say that I don't have much time for gameplay, but it's not so much that I don't have time, it's more just like, I guess I don't really make time to play the actual game, if that makes sense. Like I'm just building and then I play like other games and stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm just doing the rest of like the living space now, done all like the kitchen and stuff, and I was just sort of fiddling around with these modular couches. They were kind of getting on my nerves a little bit because they weren't clipping together properly. I think it's because I placed them off grid, because where they were originally the curtains were clipping through that I don't know what it's called, that end of the settee bit where it's like kind of got like a footrest attached to it. But yeah, I think there is like a little bit of an issue with like lighting, I've noticed, with those couches. I think it kind of sorts itself out if you put a lamp nearby. That kind of happened with this, but you can kind of see already that like one of the like the end piece of the settee, it's just, it looks like it's a different colour, but it's not. It's the way that the light is on the object, because it's like a separate object. Yeah, it's just kind of awkward. But either way, it is what it is. What can you say about it? But yeah, anyway, I did this like storage bookshelf type thing and put a ton of those like My Sims things on it, those like My Sims trophies that you can collect in game. To get access to those, I don't know if I mentioned it, I feel like I have, but I might not have, but I'll just repeat myself for the sake of it. To get access to those things while you're building, you just put in the, it's either show hidden objects that shows it, which I think it is, or show live edit objects. I normally just activate both cheats, but yeah, that way you can like access those things and put them in your build, because normally they are like collectibles that your Sims have to find. But yeah, did this like entertainment sort of storage thing. I forgot what they're called. I'm gonna say entertainment center, but I don't think that's the right word. But either way, like a cabinet thing for the TV and like to put the console on and stuff. And then the signed sort of artwork from the games within the game, within the Sims 4, that your Sims can like play on computers and stuff, like that Refuge and is it Blicky Block and whatever else there is, there's like games and stuff that the Sims can play. Like there's loads of like posters that come with City Living, I think. And yeah, I put a ton of those up because I figured you would. I've got some like game related artwork, I guess, in my house. I've not hung it up yet, I've just got a bunch of like frames with like stuff in. But that was kind of like my dream as a kid. Like I thought, you know, when I get out of this house and move out of like my parents' house and get my own house, I'm gonna have loads of like posters up, because I weren't allowed any in like my bedroom, because my mum would say that they pull the paint off the wall, which I mean, I don't know, I think maybe that might have been like one of those things that your parents say, like, oh, when ice cream van comes round, it's only playing the tune because it means it's run out of ice cream. And it's like, all right, well, I might ask for one then, when obviously that's not the case. But when you're a kid, you just like believe anything. But when I was like living at home and stuff, my parents would be like, no, you're not putting posters all over your room. Not that I had a lot, I just, like back in the day when you used to get, I guess you still do now, I don't know, because I don't buy like retail copies of games anymore. I usually just buy everything digital. But like back in the day, you'd get like a PlayStation 2 game or whatever, and sometimes you'd get like a map in it. Like I remember when I bought Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, for, was it Xbox 360 I had it on, it came with like a map. And then the same with I think it was like GTA 4, that had like something in it, like some artwork. You could sometimes get them where they had like a poster in, and I used to always want them on my wall, but my parents were like, nope, you're not doing that, looks a mess. So I had to like put them on the inside of my wardrobe. But yeah, I used to always think, oh, when I get my own house, I'm gonna like hang up all my favourite like artwork related to games and stuff. And yeah, I've not even done that yet, but I think it's just one of those things that you just don't really like get around to doing until you sort of think of it, because you like get your things that you need, like your appliances and the furniture, and then all that stuff's like secondary, or not even secondary, like it's at the bottom of the list, because it's like obviously it costs money to have all that stuff. But yeah, I did all that stuff, so if these Sims as kids wanted posters that the parents wouldn't let them have, they could now live that like ideal they could now live that like life that they wanted for themselves. But yeah, I wonder if anybody else had that when they were a kid, because I used to go to other people's houses and they had posters up, and I used to be like, oh, it's not fair, like I want my posters up in my room. But yeah, whatever. It's not a big deal, it's not like it caused me any like issues. Or saying that, I've just rambled on about it in a speed build, so maybe it did. But yeah, then just added like the record player thing, and some guitars and stuff, and yeah, just like finishing touches to this part of the apartment, which this apartment's like kind of small, but I think the way that I've done the floor plan, I've tried to utilize the space as much as possible. But yeah, there is like sort of gaps where there's like nothing going on, it's just floor. But I guess that's fine, like it don't really bother me. I do try and like fill up as much space as possible, but sometimes I know people don't like to play like that because you've got to like move the camera around a lot, and sometimes it's just nice to have space. But I don't know, I have this thing where I like to fill up my build as much as possible. But yeah, moving on to the office now, which is like, I guess, the main part of the apartment because it's like a gamer's office and stuff. So yeah, like I said, I imagined that 2 Sims would live here. So I put in like 2 computers, I guess, even though one of them is the media production thing. I always forget what it's called, but whatever it is from Get Famous, where you can basically be like a Sims YouTuber, whatever. You make like videos and stuff. So yeah, I did the sort of, I want to say like typical background that a lot of YouTubers have, or maybe used to have. I know a lot of people like in the gaming community and stuff, they just have green screens now, but like I remember like back when everybody had those like IKEA like cube units and stuff, and they had like a ton of things on. But yeah, like everybody had that back in the day, and I know some people still have it now. But yeah, just put that like sort of background thing with some more kind of game related paraphernalia, I guess, on it. Maybe that's not the right word, but yeah, it's quite a small space. But I figured with it being quite a small apartment, if you were just like a young couple and you could move into it, even though I say it's a small apartment, but I mean in terms of The Sims, obviously this apartment is not small in terms of like real life, but yeah, I just figured that they would have a lot of their like My Sims trophies and just some like books and artwork and posters and whatnot relating to like different games, and put that random llama thing in for some reason. I don't know why I put that there. And then just put the sort of like gaming computer in the corner. And yeah, I just figured that The Sims would make gaming videos on SimsTube. Is it even called that in the game? I don't know what it's even called, but yeah. So we're just getting to the end of the video now. Just a few minutes left and some screenshots. I did go in with like a few final touches off camera, just like moving things around, I think, and just adding like additional details. Not much, but you'll see in the screenshots. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up with the voiceover now and leave you with the rest of the video and the screenshots. Please let me know what you thought of the apartment. Like I said, I'm not a big like apartment builder. This is only the 3rd one I think I've like done ever, including the one that's on my channel. So yeah, I've only ever done like 2 others beside this one. So yeah, let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you thought of the video as well, and if you enjoyed it, please leave me a like and consider subscribing if you'd like to. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.